G'day, g'day, g'day. This is Charlie, and I'm coming to you today from my locals community with your daily dose of business inspiration. Come on over and join the community for free at askcharlieleetham.locals.com. You can join the community and follow these conversations as they go up. You can become a supporter for $2 US per month. That allows you to join in the conversations, add your own comments, create your own conversations, access supporter only content when it goes up. And of course, that $2 also helps me to keep creating content like this, like my tutorials, like my podcast, which I hope you're really getting some value out of. I certainly enjoy doing them for you. Today, I want to talk about embracing failure as a stepping stone to success. And I can go on and talk about all the entrepreneurs that are out there, the successful entrepreneurs that are out there that have failed and have had great success. But I thought I'd share a couple of little personal anecdotes with you, see how they resonate, see if you like them or not, and bare my soul a little. So one thing that I know some people are aware of, and it's certainly out there, I've written about it in a couple of books that I've co-authored with people, and that's my $1 million life debt. When I was a little younger, I went through a bit of a change of life, not the weird things women go through, but I hit about 40 and I was really, really fed up with my job. I was really fed up with working the long hours I was working and not feeling like I was getting anywhere, and I wanted to do something else. So I went and bought myself a job. Terrible, terrible idea. I didn't think so at the time. Um, I bought a couple of DVD stores, and when I say a couple of DVD stores, in the 4-year period that I was doing this, I at one point was running 4 DVD stores concurrently, 3 of which I owned, 1 of which I was managing for the franchise. It's not something I would recommend to people. Anyway, long story short, the market changed really quickly, far more quickly than the franchisee had expected. Perhaps not quite as quickly as I had expected. Well, no, yeah, not quite as quickly as I had expected. More quickly than I did, though. So there was that sort of thing there, and sorry, the GFC hit as well. It was just on the beginning edges of the GFC, and we saw discretionary spending finish. Like, people just were not spending money on foibles like DVDs that they wanted to watch. That money's just dried up, which affected our cash flow, which affected our business, which ended up putting us into a position where we just had to walk away. We handed the stores back to the franchisee. They took on the leases for us. It got us out of the very heavy leases on the stores that we had, and we still carried the personal debt for it. And at the end of it, once I washed it all up and had a look around, it was $1 million. We ended up owing $1 million. I won't go any further on that, except to say that that was what started me off on building businesses and bootstrapping and doing things slowly and working out other ways of doing business, and how this business came to be, because I needed something to do. I needed to bring some money through the door pretty quickly. I had my skills. There was a number of other issues around it, why I didn't want to go back to work full time, or why I couldn't go back to work full time. And here I am. Now, the point is that at that point, I could have just declared bankruptcy. That was one of the things I could have done. I could have thrown it all in and gone back to work, notwithstanding all the other issues that I had, because I was actually a little bit ill by that point. And I could have ended up just being an absolute shell of who I was and what I thought I could be doing. Instead, I took those lessons and I've applied those lessons into my ongoing, into the rest of my life. Maybe that's not an inspirational story for you, but what I wanted to show you is that I took something and I fell forward. I failed forward. I didn't take it as a, well, you're not supposed to do this. You're not cut out to do this. It was like, well, that's one way of not doing it. Let's find another way of doing it. Now, that then brings me to 2 examples that I do wanna give you. Like I said, I didn't wanna sort of just talk about all the entrepreneurs that are out there that have failed, but there are 2 entrepreneurs that I think I'd like to highlight at this point. One is Chris Gardner. He's the entrepreneur and motivational speaker, best known for his memoir, The Pursuit of Happiness, and I know that story through the Will Smith story. It's a tragic story. I cried a lot through it, but he faced homelessness and financial struggles while trying to build his career. He persevered through a number of setbacks, including being arrested for unpaid parking tickets while homeless with his young son. But through determination and hard work, and that's something that I look to every time. He eventually became a very successful stockbroker and founded his own brokerage firm. So there's one great example of failing forward. There's also J.K. Rowling, who is one of my favorite authors. I love the Harry Potter books, and I also think her story is quite inspirational. She might be one of the wealthiest authors now. She might be one of the wealthiest people in England, I think, now because of the Harry Potter series, but she faced a number of setbacks as she was going through all this. First of all, she wrote this manuscript. If I'm right, it was on the dining room table while the kids were little. I think she even wrote some of it in the laundromat while the laundry was being done. She really, she did it really, really hard. She was a single mum, living on welfare, battling depression, and the first Harry Potter manuscript had been rejected by multiple publishers. Despite all that, she's persisted, and now look at what she's done. She's now one of the richest people in England, and she does a lot of advocacy work. She gives a lot of money away to charity, which is why she isn't actually the richest person in England. This is stories that I've heard. And she's one of the wealthiest authors in the entire world. I mean, that's a really, really inspirational story to me. Someone who persevered, someone who had such trouble in their life, and they didn't let it hold them back. So here's a question for you guys. What's holding you back, and how can you change your view on it? And how can you use that failure to step forward to success? I'd love to know your comments. I'd love to know your views. I'd love to know your stories. Leave comments below. Of course, come over to Locals, askcharlyleetham.locals.com. Join the conversation there, and tell us the stories. Share your motivation. Share some of the challenges you've had and how you've overcome them. We'd love to hear them. Remember, please, to like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so that you find out when I drop more content. If you can leave a review, it really does help. Please leave a review, and maybe share this content with someone who you think might benefit from it. Apart from that, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.